Hello, Force fans. Shane here. How you doing? I know I wasn't gonna put up a video for a week or so due to how busy life has got lately, especially my own job. But I thought I'd just put a quick one up anyway, just for a couple of minutes or so. Obviously, I just want to address a comment that someone had put towards me via a DM on my Instagram, just asking me why I don't, post reviews of any like TVC stuff or talk about TVC that often. And the simple point is, the simple fact rather is, I don't buy a lot of TVC anymore. What I do have in TVC are very small samples of figures. I've got the modal nodes, I've got a couple of stormtroopers, I've got a couple of like Andor figures and a couple of A New Hope things that they've done, but I think they're like version the A New Hope ones anyway, like 1.0. I think I've got the new Han that come out a couple of years back as well. But the main reason I don't buy TVC, and it's not that I've got anything at all against TVC in any way, shape, or form, it's more to do with the fact that a couple of years ago, I was going through collecting the Saga collection, the Legacy collection. I was going back to Power of the Force, and I was buying a lot of the Force Awakens 5POA stuff and the Last Jedi stuff and all that. And I did have quite a lot then, which I subsequently sold because I wanted to focus on the Black Series more. And the reason I focus on the Black Series more is because I do prefer a larger scale figure these days. Even though I am losing out on a lot of the fantastic world building that TVC allows, don't get me wrong, and especially vehicles and creatures. I just narrowed my focus into one particular line, basically, and it's not purely to do with anything like I don't like TVC. I mean, if you have a look at the people I follow on Instagram, I follow a lot of TVC collectors, and I follow them because I really do like TVC. I think it's a fantastic range. What they're doing in TVC in terms of sculpts and play sets and choices is quite brilliant, in all fairness. Yeah, I mean, a lot has been said about recent prices and so forth, and that's a whole other thing. But in terms of collecting at that scale, I see some absolutely brilliant collectors, who do wonderful things with world building. Yeah, I feel a little bit jealous now and again because we can't really do a lot of that in Black Series. So yeah, there's nothing at all from my end where I'm saying that TVC is rubbish or it's not worth collecting. It absolutely is worth collecting, and it's absolutely important that they have collectors because if TVC goes strong, it means Black Series goes strong as well. You can hate Hasbro for their prices and and stuff like that until the cows come home. But at the end of the day, we are collecting the things we like. TVC does things that the Black Series doesn't. Such, like I said, vehicles, play sets, creatures. But the Black Series has also a lot of benefits in the sense that we do sometimes get full teams, for certain things like the Bad Batch, Skeleton Crew. We get a lot as well. So yeah, I just wanted to put a little quick video out there, basically to say that no, I'm not a TVC hater or anything like that. You know, there's some fantastic TVC collectors out there. There's Dean 375, there's the Universal Toy Collector, there's Bosk's Bounty, you know, all really strong mouthpieces for the collecting community, you know. And if you're looking for a line, you know, if you're finding this video and you're looking for something to start out on, you know, weigh up the pros and cons of both lines, and obviously take into account your own space where you live as well, because space takes, you know, with Black Series, I've got a lot of Black Series, but it don't have to take up a lot of space, you know, shelf wise. It takes up a lot of real estate. But when you look at the TVC guys, and they've got, you know, either their figures are carded on walls or loose, you know, and they're surrounded by vehicles and stuff like that, it does quite often make a collection room look that little bit more special when there's, you know, renditions of our favorite ships and stuff, you know, on the walls, you know, and there's little diorama pieces going on all over the place. It does look really, really quite cool, you know. But yeah, that's just what I wanted to say anyway. You know, if I had the money, I would definitely play more into TVC. But TVC's been going for quite a number of years now, and going back and collecting from the beginning, it's not going to be feasible for me at all. If there were a couple of items I would like to buy at the 375 scale, I'd love to get hold of a sail barge at some point. I'd love to get hold of a big Millennium Falcon, an AT-AT, an AT-ST, a speeder bike, snow speeder. No, there's just too much. There's too much. But then you've got the figures alone. I mean, they're on, you know, they're on about 400 odd figures at the moment as well. And I don't know if that's 400 in 2.0 or including 1.0 as well. There's a hell of a lot of figures out there, you know. But I will always advocate for the support of TVC, regardless. You know, I might not agree with pricing on certain things. You know, some things I might look at and go, you know, I prefer the Black Series version. But there's also figures that TVC do, which seem better than the Black Series version, believe it or not, at a smaller scale. You know, there's certain little details that they just get better paint applications sometimes, you know. But yeah, I'm definitely not a TVC hater. I can guarantee you that. I can promise you that. I am not at all in any way, shape or form. Okay. But anyway, I'll post this one up. Work is absolutely manic at the moment, so I'm going to be taking a little bit of time away from YouTube. Maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks maximum, just while I get myself back on top of my life stuff, you know. But yeah, other than that, I am good. I am fine. There's a lot to look forward to coming down the pipeline. But yeah, I will come back to you with some more videos, and some more topics. And yeah, but again, thank you for all the support, guys, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye bye.